Good day everyone, I am Meryl Lagaw and I'm here to discuss to you the topic that assigned to me, which is the RA 9155. This act is also known the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. The policy of the state is to protect and promote the right of all citizens to a quality basic education, and it has a vision to make education accessible to all. And that is for giving a compulsory education in the elementary level, education in the high school level, and providing education to all Filipino children. And the good thing is, it is for free. Yeah, it is for free. In this way, everybody, regardless of your status in life, has complete right to education. So this statement is not only focused to a younger learners, but also it offers in the alternative learning system for out-of-school and adult learners. And it also offers the knowledge, the skills, and the values that we need to be productive and a good citizens of our country. So we all know that school is the heart of formal education system, and it is where children learn. And it's aimed to provide the possible basic education for our learners. Concerning the governance of basic education, it starts with the national level, regions, division, school, and learning centers. All of this serves as field offices. This is where per plan.
So, this is the end of Marilu's discussion.
So, after matakili binibining alagaw ang nilalaman ng Article 9155, ngayon ay tumungo na tayo sa Purposes and Objectives ng Article 9155, Section 3. So, meron tayong 7 Purposes and Objectives. First one is to provide the framework for the governance of basic education. Meaning, dito nakapaloob ang educational policies, establish authority, accountability, and responsibility ng school to provide or to achieving higher learning outcomes sa kanilang learners. The second one is to define the rules and responsibility of and to provide resources to the field offices which shall implement educational program, projects, and services in communities they serve. Meaning, nakatuon ito sa tungkulin at responsibilidad para makapagbigay ng maayos na serbisyo sa isang community or sa isang espesipikong mag-aaral. So, number 3, to make a school and learning center the most important vehicle for the teaching and learning of national values and for developing in the Filipino learning. So, dito papasok yung salitang pagyabungin. Pagyabungin mo yung pamana sa'yo ng isang bansa, kagaya ng school. Upang maging sentro at mahalaga ito sa isang individual, is kinakailangan na paunlarin niya muna ito. Number 4, to ensure that school and learning center receive the kind of focused attention they deserve and that educational program, project, and services take into account the interests of all members of the community. So, isinasaalang-alang dito ang interest ng members of the community. So, hindi ka lang nakabase sa isang tao. The fifth one is to enable the school and learning center to reflect the values of the community. So, meaning, inaalaw dito yung teachers, facilitator, and other staff to have the flexibility to serve the needs of all learners. The sixth is to encourage local initiative for the improvement of the school and learning centered and to provide the means by which this improvement may be achieved and sustained. So, dito naman, dito nakatuon ang improvement ng isang school. So, dun lang siya nag-based. And lastly, is to establish a school and learning centered as facilities where school children are able to learn. and a range of core competencies prescribed for elementary and high school education program, or where the out-of-school youth and adult learner are provided alternative learning program and receive accreditation for at least the equivalent of high school education. So, nakatuon naman ito sa pagpo-provide ng school sa mga hanay ng mga programa sa edukasyon na makakatulong sa kamalayan ng isang individual o isang mag-aaral. The purpose and objectives of Article 9155 is to protect and promote the right of all citizens to the quality basic education, and to make such education accessible to all by providing all Filipino children a free and compulsory education in elementary level, and of course, free education in high school level. So it means, may karapatan ang bawat individual sa edukasyon, mahirap ka man o mayaman, dahil ito ay free. Additionally, school head is a person responsible for the administrative and instructional supervision for the school or cluster of school. Ngayon ay dumako naman tayo sa next topic, which is the National Competency Based Standard for School Head. So, binigay ko na ang meaning ng school head. Many teachers could be thinking and wondering why they are only the subject of a national competency standard, while their immediate superior, the school head, are not. But it's not actually the case for like the teacher who are considered as the heart of the school system. School head too will be under a national competency standard as stated in DepEd Order number 32, 2010. Ipinaliwanag sa DepEd Order number 32, 2010 na ang National Competency-Based Standard for School Head ay gagamitin bilang batayan para sa paghahanda ng isang komprehensibong pagsasanay at pag-unlad batay sa inaasahang mga gawain na gagamitin upang maihatid ang mga programa ng pagsasanay na hinihimok ng supply upang matiyak ang kahusayan ng isang individual. Sa pagiging epektibo at kahusayan ng pagganap ng trabaho ng mga pinuno ng paaralan, maaari din itong magamit bilang batayan para sa kwalipikadong pagsusuri at iba pang mga aktibidad sa pag-screen na nag-uugnay sa mga pagpili at promotion ng mga pinuno ng paaralan at tutulong sa pagpaplano at pagpaunlad ng susunod na tatakbo na school head. Ang pagbabago ng pagsusuri sa pagganap ay dapat nabatay sa parehong dokumento. Dito na natatapos ang parte ng aking pag-uulat. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig.
So I am Asenho Giselan, and my discussion is all about the guiding principles in the framing of NCBSSH. So before I start to my discussion, I would like to give you an inspirational quote. It is, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It is by Nelson Mandela. So this quote is not also on how you talk about education, but it is also talks about the success of an individual rather. So when we say education, we all know that it is a basic component that we must be applied to every institute that we have, not just institute but every component that we have. So my inspirational quote is not just talk about education, but it is talk about on how you proceed to your dreams, on how you pursue about your dreams that is able to do your passion. So if you have your education, it is the way, or it is a way you for you to have your own perspective in life. So I believe that my inspirational quote is not just about on how you study, but it is all about your knowledge, skills, and also your decision making. So I hope my inspirational quote will open your open not just open your eyes, but open your mind to have your own success in life. So now we will proceed to the guiding principles and the framing of NCBS SH. So when we say NCBS, it's SH. It is all about the standard form. So the meaning of NCBS SH is National Competency Based Form for School Heads. So in NCBS SH, we have principles. So before I proceed to the principles, I will just introduce what is um it is not just a meaning, but it is the definition, or my explanation about guiding principles in the framing of NCBSSH. So, pursuant to the implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 9155. So, when we say Republic Act 9155, it is a law, right? So, Republic Act 9155, also known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001, provide the overall framework for principal empowerment by strengthening principal and leadership goals and local school-based management within the principles of um, within the principles of a within the principle of particular thing. So now we will proceed to the explanation of NCBSSH, or a national competency based standard for school heads. So, pursuant to the implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 9155, the NCBSSH defines the standards through the domain and strands which can be used as basis for the school heads decision making, actions, and performance of their functions. So, in addition, the fundamental direction provided by the set of standards, knowledge, and also the skills, and also the values are clarified through the indicators defined per strand on every domain. So, the National Competency-Based Standard Form school heads shall be used as basis for the preparation of a comprehensive training and development based on expected tasks that will be utilized to training and development based on expected tasks. So, it will be utilized to deliver supply-driven training programs to ensure efficiency and also the effectiveness and excellence of examinations and other screening activities and relative to selections and promotion of school heads. So, for assistance to succession and also for the planning and development. And the revision of performance appraisal shall also be based on the same document. So, now we will going to now we were going to the following principles. So first we have the function base. So it is based on school heads as stated in RA 9155 related to the different laws and to the DepEd policies. So again, I repeat, the Republic Act 9155 is the governance based law. So I already said it as you heard it. So next is the responsiveness. It is the flexible service that is responds to changing social and economic patterns. And in that principle, so again, for the next principle, we have the coherent. The coherent says it is the thing about such coherent arguments. If someone speaks coherently, they are speaking loudly and clearly. So, as said in the National Competency based standard for school heads, coherent is it means a clearly and uh, coherent thing. So next is the valid. It is also a following principle, which is valid. Valid means having legal efficacy of force, especially executed with the proper legal authority. So that is the four following principles in NCBSSH. So now we will proceed to the core principle. So core principle says that school head and competent, committed, and accountable in providing access to quality and relevant education for all through transformational leadership and high degree of professionalism. So for my own understanding, it is clearly stated that an effective school head is one who can implement continuous school improvement, who can produce better learning, and also the outcomes among continuous schools to the pupils, students, and who can help change institutional culture among others.
So, dito natatapos ang pag-uulat ni Ms. Asenjo. Maraming salamat. So, now we proceed to our next discussion for today, Ms. Erica May Pascua.
I am Erica May Pascua discussing Domain 1, 2, and 3. Domains and competencies strands. Domain 1, School Leadership. This domain emphasizes that effective school leaders collaborate, create a vision, and establish a climate for teachers, non-teaching personnel, and learners to reach their highest level of achievement. Good leadership in school is the practice of encouraging and enabling school-wide teaching expertise in order to achieve a strong rate of progress for all learners. 1A. Developing and communicating vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Every school has a VMGO. It involves internal and external stakeholders in formulating and achieving school vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Also align goals and objectives with the school vision and mission to identified issue. 1B. Problem solving. Assist teachers and students to understand problems and identify possible solutions. 1C. Coordinate with others. It provides feedbacks and updates to stakeholders on the status of progress and completion of programs and projects. Domain 2. Instructional leadership. This domain covers instructional leadership as leading learner communities in which staff members meet on regular basis to discuss their work, collaborate to solve problems, reflect on their jobs, and take responsibility for what students have learned. 2A. Assessment for learning. Process of seeking and interpreting evidence used by learners and their teachers to decide where the learners are in their learning. For example, strategic use of questioning, used to deliberate way for the teacher to find out what students know, understand, and are able to do. 2B. Implementing program for instructional improvement are technology-based tools and other strategies that provide teachers, principals, and administrators with meaningful support and actionable data to systematically manage continuous instructional improvement. Example, formative and summative assessment, students' works and other students' data. Domain 3. Creating a student-centered learning climate. It involves students in the decision-making process. It helps students to meet their interests. 3A. Setting high social and academic expectation. Having high expectation means you believe your students to make their best. By raising your expectations, students will work hard and also you should recognize their achievement. Creating school environments and focus on the needs of the learner. Create a safe environment for learners to consider changing behaviors. Sustain a safe, orderly, nurturing, and healthy environment. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. I am here discussing the integrated domains with the competency strands under each domain. In Domain 4, the HR management and professional development, we have creating a professional learning community. This strand talks about in building a community among the learners and the teachers. They analyzes the needs and interests of teachers and other school personnel. They also ensures that the school plan for professional development emerges from the individual professional plan for development and other identified needs of school personnel including the SIP or the School Improvement Plan or the Annual Implementation Plan or the AIP. The second one is hiring and recruiting, where in these strands they utilizes the basic qualification standards and adheres to pertinent policies in recruiting and hiring teachers and staff. They also creates and trains school selection and promotion committee and trains its members. They recommends better ways and means to improve recruitment, hiring, and performance appraisal of teachers. And lastly, the managing performance of teachers and staff. They assign teachers and other personnel to their area of competence. They also assist teachers and staff in setting and resetting performance goals, and they create a functional school-based performance appraisal committee. In Domain 5, the parents' involvement and community partnership, we have parental involvement. In these strands, they establishes school and family partnerships that promote student peak performance. And lastly is the external community partnership, which promotes the image of the school through school summit, state of the school address or SOSA, cultural show, learners projects, exhibits, fairs, and so on and so forth.
Dito na natatapos ang aming pag-uulat. Maraming salamat.